Let's cook some Sunday dinner together. On the menu, we have some oxtail, rice and peas. And yes, I'm cooking my rice and peas from scratch. That's my peas boiling there while I brown in my oxtail before I put it into the pressure, into the other pot. What's that pot called? The pressure cooker for a longer cook time. So after browning, then I usually add some water, and I had pre-seasoned this oxtail from the night before and put it in the fridge to get it well marinated. And I usually just add some powder seasoning on my oxtail, and then when I'm cooking it down, slow cooking it down, then I usually add the other seasonings. And what else are we having on the menu? We're also doing some carrot and beetroot juice, freshly juiced from using my juicer. I did add some ginger and some lemon to this. This was so refreshing. And if your iron levels are low, then this is a good juice to make. I try to make it at least weekly. Try, because I'm on the lower side of my iron levels. So there's my batch of juicing ready to be juiced. I think I have this juicer on my Amazon storefront. I will let you know. I will leave it there. So check out my Amazon storefront if you're interested in getting this juicer. So from this bag of beetroot and carrot, I got about a half a jug, but this is all natural juice. So while my oxtail is slow cooking, my peas is cooking, I'm making my drink, and I also have some chicken Alfredo on the menu because this is a Jamaican Canadian house. I have a Canadian child and he doesn't really like rice and peas, so I have to cater to him also. So that's me there working on the juice. Do you like carrot and beetroot juice? And what do you usually do with the trash after you're juicing? I'm going to tell you later on what I usually do with my trash. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, because right now we just hit 100 subscribers and I welcome you all to the channel. Yes, and that's my trash, all the trash that I got from the carrot and beetroot. And usually if I'm not going to use it same time, I usually freeze it, put it in the fridge, and I make a cake with it. Now, at this specific time, I had too much things going on, so I didn't bother to make any cake today, but I did put it in the fridge to do it another time. And you might be wondering what I was just doing. So usually when I'm cooking peas, because it takes so long to cook, I cook enough and I take some out, put it in the freezer, and I can have that to be used whenever I want to. So I don't have to be cooking the peas from scratch every time I'm going to use it. Now, this is a modern Jamaican girl. So I'm not in Jamaica. And usually when I'm in Jamaica, I don't do the coconut milk and all that. I just use my Maggi or my Grace coconut milk. And that's my Ziploc bag for my carrot and beetroot cake whenever I'm ready to bake it. I'm just going to throw that in the freezer and it's good to go when I'm ready. Now tell me, did you have you tried carrot and beetroot cake before? If you haven't, you need to try it. It's really good. Now my oxtail is done cooked in the pressure cooker, slow cooker, whichever cooker it is. It's done cooking. It's nice and soft and it's falling off the bone. So now I usually transfer it over to my pot, which I'm going to season it up. Then I'll add my beans after and let it simmer down and just, how everything just marinate. Then now I usually add my other seasons, my onions, my garlic, my thyme, and all that other seasonings to let it simmer down. Checking on my rice and peas, and I also season my rice and peas. I usually put a Scotch bonnet pepper in it. I bore it, just a little hole in it with a fork so that I get the flavor of the pepper. It's not scorching hot, but I get the flavor. And can you believe it? These are all herbs and seasonings from my garden in Canada. I just went outside my backyard and I cut a piece of my thyme, cut a piece of my scallion, green onion, as some of you may call it, and pick a pepper. That's that's the advantage, and that's the thing I love about summer days in Canada. Do you do a little backyard gardening, or do you buy your vegetables and your herbs regular throughout the summer? Usually throughout the summertime, I don't have to buy any of these because I plant them in my garden, and at times I cut them and I freeze them to last me a few months. They don't usually, sometimes depends on it, because peppers sometimes will last a very long time up to the next summer. Tomatoes, depends on how much tomatoes we plant, usually last all year round. So these are the seasonings that I'm adding to my oxtail. Same thing that I added to my rice and peas, along with some pimento seeds. And this little crusher here is a game changer. I love using this to crush my garlic. I think I got this from Timu. Yes, this was a Timu find, a kitchen find that I find very handy and very helpful in the kitchen. Next question. Do you put ketchup into your oxtail? Let me know in the comments. I don't. This is a ketchup-free oxtail gravy, which thickens on its own nicely without adding any ketchup to it. So I'll season it as usual, taste it, and I hardly really taste my food when I'm cooking it, to be honest. But at times I do taste it. Now that's my hot water boiling up, and I'm pouring in my panini pasta. I think that's the one I'm using to make my Alfredo pasta. And that's also the sauce. I'm also will be making that from scratch. Yes. Now I adding my rice after I seasoned my peas and milk and everything looks good and tastes good. Now I'm adding my rice. Do you like your rice and peas soft or shelly? Let me know in the comments. For me, I'm a softer rice girl. If you're feeding me and you share my rice and it's falling apart, me not eat it. I'm not going to eat it because I don't like shelly rice. My rice should be hugging each other, hugging on tightly. So I'm on the softer side rice girl. And you want to make sure you store that so it doesn't stick to the pot. Stick to the pot bottom, and you make sure that it have enough water or not too much water, because you don't want it too soft either. So I usually am good with the amount of water or liquid that I have in my rice. So usually it's not too soft. And I'm checking on the oxtail, and you see it's thickening up nicely. When it's almost ready, then you add your beans to it, and the beans will add an extra layer of thickness to it because the beans are so soft, and the beans are almost melt out or cook out or so the beans is gonna give it the extra thickness. So that's why I don't add any ketchup to my oxtail. I usually add a little soy sauce and taste it, and whatever else it might need, I add it to it. Bell peppers, and if you have any other color bell peppers, I only had green in my fridge at the time, so I'm adding some green bell peppers to give it some flavor and also some color. What else do you add to your oxtail when you're cooking it? Let me know in the comments. And while everything is cooking, I think I was done cooking in about 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours. Usually, I don't cook oxtail or these meat that's hard to cook a lot on the Sundays. We're usually mostly fish and chicken family here. But the odd occasion, I do cook oxtail. Yeah, because we like oxtail. Who doesn't like oxtail? Which Jamaican doesn't like oxtail? And look now, you see, it's nicely, the gravy is just right because the bean is now cooked through and everything combined nicely. So now it's time to turn off the stove, and I will check on my rice and start making my Alfredo sauce for the pasta. Are you enjoying this video? Don't forget to like it and share it and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. So I'm checking on my rice. So see, that's the consistency I'm talking about. It's not too soft and it's not shelly. This is just right. Perfect. I had the perfect amount of liquid milk in the rice. So perfecto. Now to my Alfredo sauce. I didn't show you from scratch how I did this, but I add butter. I added some seasonings, and I added cooking cream and some Parmesan cheese. What else did I put in it? Yes, and you season it to taste. And some cream cheese too, I think I added. So this was the Alfredo pasta. Everything is coming together nicely. And yeah, Sunday dinner will be ready in a few more minutes. Let me know if you'll be having or trying this Alfredo pasta recipe. I usually do two types of pasta recipes separate and apart from mac and cheese. The Alfredo one, and recently I've started doing a roasted tomato and red pepper pasta, which the kids also love that one. Now my rice and peas looks like it's done right now. It's time to turn off the stove. The oxtail now is also done. Time to turn off the stove. And the Alfredo pasta is done. Stove, lock off, and dinner is ready to be served. How does this food look? Rate it. Give me a rate in the comments out of 10. How would you rate this Sunday dinner? And let me know how much of this food you will be trying. Right? And my drink is ready. Everything is ready. Yes, this is all natural, straight juice beetroot. Very healthy drink for you. Cleanse your kidneys and also helps with your iron. If you're iron deficiency like myself, I usually bottle them up and I put them in the fridge. Sometimes I do half when I'm drinking it, or my husband and I will share one bottle together. Now, come and share the food with me. It's time to eat. Dinner time. Food is ready. Look at that. Yep. All done. And after I shared, then I also poured out the drink because my husband was ready and waiting for his food. Bye.